Okay, we're live all around.
All right. Good evening, everybody. Uh-oh, Crazy Bee. Try to share your screen.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I need to share the screen. There we are. Now everyone can. Oh, and I did share to
No,
you. You should be able to see.
no, I can't. You're gonna have to call me. Discord is acting up. Call me back.
Okay, 1 second.
I
Sorry, folks. We will be right back. Well, actually, I'm not going anywhere. I'm just going to give Dee a call. You're going to hear the ringing. Oh, no, you're not. That's right. I have it in streamer mode. Uh-oh. What just happened to my audio? Can you hear me? Why is my audio doing this? And why did my Bluetooth disconnect? 1 second, folks. I gotta fix my Bluetooth. I can't hear. It's nobody's fault but my computer. Moment, please. And if this don't work, I'm gonna have to grab my headset. Oh, the Bluetooth being stupid. Let me switch to my other headset. One moment. Why is my volume jumping like that? Okay, 1 second. Screw this. I'm putting on my other headset. Give me one moment. Okay. I should be able to hear in 1 second. I got all my settings all over the place. Nope. I should be hearing. Why am I not? There it is. Okay,
There
Dee, are you there?
I got it.
Nope. Discord still not wanting.
No.
Hold on 1 second.
Front left.
Alrighty then. One moment, please. I'm trying to figure this out.
Front left. Front right. Front right.
Okay, that's not working.
Okay on my end now.
To just watch out AOC for a second and just get.
Hold on, what just happened?
But just watch it.
The video in the background was playing. Sorry. I can hear you now. Can you hear me?
I'm here. You're still.
I'm still.
Your mic not right.
My mic. I got it fixed. I apologize. We both ended up with technical difficulties at the same time. Hi, Blue Rose.
Hey, Blue. Well, good evening, everybody. Today is Monday, March the 23rd, 2026, 7:03 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We've been having hail, rain, and snow. It's cold as hell. I, the happy idiot I am, kicked over my heater and broke it, so now I'm freezing. So I guess we're going to have to break out an electric blanket or something. I don't know.
Oh, and I need to share entire screen to you. There you go.
And anyway, my mouth is on fire because I used way too many spices at dinner time. So I got downgraded from an 11 out of 10 by Jacob. He only gave me a 7.
His tongue couldn't handle it?
No, he didn't eat it all. He just ate I used the crispy rounds instead of the tater tots, and believe it or not, it makes a difference.
Yeah.
They claim you could use either or, but the crowns are just so small and flat, there's really nothing to them. I actually double layered them to give more potato to the recipe, but it didn't do it any justice. It wasn't good enough.
Oh, wow.
I also got this head cold thing going on, so if I sound like a big congested blob, that's because I am. And at 8 o'clock, I am taking a Benadryl because the Zyzol has not done jack shit.
Which surprises me, because that is a really good medication for most people.
And I have hives. I'm broken out on my belly. I'm itching like crazy, watery eyes.
It sounds
post-nasal
like you're
drip
having an
just
allergic reaction to something either in the house,
to something.
environmental, or a
Yeah.
medication.
Medicine's all the same other than starting the Zyzal. That's the only difference.
Did you start having the hives before or after you started it?
After.
Okay, then I would probably say you might be allergic to the Zyzal. There might be something in the ingredients that you're allergic to.
Maybe. So that's why I'm not taking it as of today. So I took it last night, but I'm not taking it again. So I'm
Yeah.
going to take this. The only Benadryl I have, and I could open up the capsule and dump some out and just whatever, but they're only 50 milligrams,
So just take
which
one.
is a little bit. Yeah, I'm just going to take one. But if I take it now, I'm so tired and exhausted from party weekend that
pass out.
and party today that I'm ready to pass out. So
That's me today too, because we went up to the local smoker shop to get a few things. Then they decided that Cracker Barrel was going to be a great lunch / very late breakfast. And then we went through the car washing. Then we got to go home.
there you go.
So yeah, it's been a long day, but my new glasses are here.
Yeah, I know.
Well, you do, but not the audience.
Now, here's what's interesting. So Discord just did it. You're gone. I see
What?
nothing. Yep, completely gone.
Did you tap on my where? Is it like a black screen or?
You're gone.
Okay, because I know there's a way on the mobile that you can enlarge your picture and minimize everybody else.
I know that, dear. I know how to do that. You're gone. I see nothing. I can't get to anything. So I'm going to hang up and call you again, and let's see what happens.
Okay.
All right?
All right.
Bye.
Let's see how this works. I am not sure why her device is doing this, other than Discord might need to be updated. That would be why it's freezing. Okay. Are you there? Oh, it might take a minute to connect.
Okay.
There you are.
So I wonder if that happened after you were messing with your mic. I didn't notice. I didn't pay attention.
I got my mic fixed.
But what I'm saying is when you were messing with it, that's what I'm wondering if that's when it happened. Because I didn't look, I wasn't paying attention to the screen. Actually, my screensaver popped on, so.
Got to keep that screensaver away.
Yep.
I hate that because then it locks the phone and then you're like trying to unlock it and then it minimizes everything and then it's like, well, by golly. Art says, hang in there, D. I kicked up a can of chili with 4 ounces of cooked ground beef and way too much red pepper flakes. I'm on day 3. I can only take it in small doses. Hi, Art.
Thank you, Art. I appreciate it.
Well, that's like when I asked Danny to get me that sweet, something, Asian food from the TV dinners. And he's like, ooh, this is a Korean-inspired bowl. And I'm like, well, I'll give it a try. Got about 3/4 of the way, and then my eyes are just pouring. My tongue was stinging, but then my eyes started pouring. And, oh, my God, it tastes so good, though.
Well, see, you're supposed... Between the onions, the onion powder, the garlic, and then I didn't have paprika, so I substituted the cayenne pepper. That kind of just took it over the edge.
Yeah, that'll definitely do that.
Way over the edge.
Just a tiny bit.
In fact, so I only ate a little bit. After I'm done cooking, I cannot eat. I'm just so worn out and dragged out. If I take 2 or 3 bites, consider that something. So I brought a bowl in with me, and when you and I were talking, I finished part of it up. My lips are still burning. That's how hot it is.
That was that Korean food to me the other day.
Yeah,
I'm not used to the spices from Korea. I'm more used to like Thai and China, parts of Japan spices. Korea has Korea and India have some spices that are going to put you through some questioning of your sanity and why did I eat
Hmm.
this? But it is worth it sometimes. Oh my God, their food is
Yes.
so good.
Yep. Yeah, I'll tell you what. When the gastro doctor goes, D, guess what? Your stomach ulcer's back. What did I tell you about eating that food? Mm,
Sounds like the Korean version of Mongolian beef. I know they used pork shoulder in it. I can't remember the spice. I sent the picture to D. I
yeah.
could probably scroll up and for about 20, 30 minutes and find it.
I'll look.
Actually, I'm
It's
scrolling as we chit
well,
chat. Oh, there it
actually, I'll
is.
look for it.
It
Yeah,
is
PF10.
lo mein noodles
Yeah.
and hold on, I gotta enlarge it. Um, so it's lo mein noodles, gochujang sauce, spicy gochujang, jang. Sorry. So, yeah, that was what I had. It was a PF Chang's uh frozen dinner that I thought would
Yeah,
be,
and
good.
yeah. And I said that I would try it, but unfortunately, the only place to get it here is at Target. And
Yeah.
I do not frequent Target anymore, so
Mm-hmm.
we won't be trying it anytime soon.
And Blue Rose is asking if anyone has a remedy for an annoying headache. Cast iron pan, duct tape, some really good paracord that is harder to break and it doesn't fray as much if you get it really good. Um, Duct tape really is my go-to for annoying headaches, especially when they're external headaches, not internal. Now, if you're talking
Right.
internal headache, Excedrin.
Excedrin followed by Mountain Dew.
Yes, extra caffeine for the migraine.
Yep, extra. Yeah, you need
But
the
since you
extra.
said annoying headache, I'm assuming it's an external headache because you also mentioned babysitting. So, duct tape. And she's laughing her ass off.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Yep. Depends on which kind of headache you're having. And no, duct tape is not a medical remedy. Just so you know. It could backfire on you later.
Mhm.
Excedrin EX usually works for me. Or saying,
Yep.
yep, that's my go-to. And then I
I
always
take
keep extra
3.
Mountain Dew around to drink or some
Yep.
high caffeinated tea. Anything high caffeine actually really helps
I
with.
do.
Yep.
I do 3 Excedrin and a Diet Mountain Dew.
I'll take 2 Excedrin, Mountain Dew, or Dr. Pepper, and then I curl up and go to sleep until the Excedrin works.
That and also well, for a lot of people, ice works. And
Mhm.
for headaches, normally they'll say use ice, but
At the base of your
I
neck.
realize that heat is dilate your little capillaries and that in your head and can make your headache worse. But I use a heating pad on my face.
Okay, so you've had a headache for an hour and you don't have Excedrin. Do you have Tylenol, aspirin, Tylenol and aspirin? That's the big two. Because if you have Tylenol and aspirin, those are the main ingredients of. Well, actually, Excedrin basically is Tylenol, aspirin, and
And
caffeine, powdered
Right.
caffeine.
Right.
So
So if you
yeah,
do Tylenol, aspirin,
and
and
a
then go get some
cup of
hot tea.
coffee, tea,
Yep.
soda, anything like that. And that is something my doctors told me, and it saved me a lot of money because sometimes Excedrin can be expensive.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Tylenol and no aspirin. Okay, if you have Motrin.
Caffeine.
Well, Motrin also can
Or
substitute for
an
aspirin.
ibuprofen or naproxen.
Yep,
Naproxen.
Tylenol with some kind of NSAID as well
Yep.
as caffeine. If not, Tylenol and caffeine are going to have to do.
Along with a hot compress or cold compress
Whichever works for
over your
you.
eyeballs.
Mm-hmm. I always found
And
putting
use
it at the base of my head, where my head and my neck come together, is where I find that the ice compress works best.
Mm.
And
Is
that's
it a
just for my type
migraine
of
blue?
headache.
Is it a migraine blue?
She's responding to Art, who said if it's babysitting, then a dart gun. and it always worked for Mom. We just
Mhm.
woke up in the yard with a sunburn and a pain in the ass and cotton mouth.
There you go.
She'll try
Yep.
Tylenol and ibuprofen and make sure caffeine. It really does. That
Yeah.
caffeine is the cherry on top. That really helps.
Go get a
And
hot cup of tea.
it's not medical advice. It's just the basic ingredients of Excedrin, YouTube, in separate containers. So don't come
Correct.
at me.
Yep. And it's oftentimes, as you said, it's cheaper.
Yep. And it's a regular headache. Yeah. Well, still combining, taking what they give for migraines will help with a standard headache. I get excruciating migraines. Can't tolerate light, sound, smell. I also get
Wait a second, I got to knock on wood. Hold on.
yeah.
I haven't had one in a hot minute.
Well, I get ocular migraines, where the migraine is literally located in my eyes.
Right behind your eyeball?
No. In the eyeball itself. You can actually get a migraine in your eyeball. It causes like prismatic vision and double vision sometimes. It's literally just located right in the eyeball.
Just you keep it. I don't even want to know about it.
It's fun trying to drive or work when one hits and everything is prismatic, or it looks like there's a rainbow going through the middle of your eye vision, of your field of vision. It's like, well, that's not good. Or it looks like you're looking through a waterfall. Those are all signs of an ocular migraine. And I know this from working with eye doctors, YouTube, as well as being a patient of it.
Well, as a patient of one, if you want to become unalived, just come at me when I have a migraine.
Yeah. It's best to leave me alone. I will have my head buried under a pillow, my ice pack, my Excedrin, my Mountain Dew or Dr. Pepper, whatever. Just don't come near me. You will have something thrown at you.
Freaking freezing.
We only hit a high of, 60 today down here?
We were in the high 50s. We had the party. They opened the windows out to the patio. And it's a year-round patio where you can rent the room out for various events. But it has huge windows that open up. And the windows were opened up the entire time. That's how nice it was here. Today, when we got home, it hailed, it rained, and it's snowing now.
Yeah. Actually, you sent me a picture of that hail. Let me put that up. Because that's not no small hail. That's snow rocks falling from the sky.
Yes.
Just going to say.
And I thought, and just remember, I have a skylight right above my bed. I thought for sure that it was going to crack yesterday.
Those look like they're golf ball to ping pong ball size.
Yes. They were big. I'd say they were marble sized.
Marble size?
Yeah, about the size. The big ones were about the size of a marble.
Okay, yeah, that's kind of stuff you don't want pelting you.
Yes. But hey, guess what? Amazon left the package right out there in the gravel
to get pelted.
And the dog went out. So I was like, oh, let me see if I could walk out here by myself with no walker or anything.
No.
We did. By the time I got back in the house, I was soaking wet.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was really stupid. And I was in bare feet too.
Well, the bare feet, that's your own fault. I've told you.
I know. It was all my fault. What are you talking about? It was all my fault. I was pissed when I saw the package. That's what anger does to you. You know, when you see red, all commonality goes out of your head. It was not, oh, go get shoes on and get your walker and get an umbrella. No, the dog went out. I said, oh, fuck it. I'm going out too. If he could go out, I could go out. He's blind. He can't walk. We'll get on together.
He's got pads on the bottom of his feet that
true.
Keep it insulated.
That's true.
And it doesn't hurt him to walk on gravel barefoot.
That is true.
Just gonna point that out.
Wouldn't the foot surgeon love me if I came back and said, hey, doc, guess what? I ripped it open again.
Oh, he'd be
Yeah.
pissed.
Yeah, he'd
I think
probably
he would
say,
be very upset.
yeah, he would probably go, I ain't taking off the 2 baby toes and fixing your foot. I'm amputating your foot. You don't treat it right.
If you aren't going to treat it right, you're going to lose it. Remember what our parents used
Uh-huh.
to say about our toys and stuff?
Yep.
If you don't take care of
Uh-huh.
it, you're going to lose it.
Lose it. Yep.
Yep. That is something, to consider. It kind of carries over into adulthood. Don't take care of your teeth, you're
does.
going to lose them. Don't take care of your hair, you're going to
Yeah.
lose it.
Yep.
Same with diabetic
that's
feet
funny.
or neuropathy feet or any other kind of foot problem from vascular disorders or whatever else. Yeah, you'll lose your foot. Art said I had FedEx leave a package out in the rain a week or so ago because Amazon said it wasn't going to arrive for 3 more days. Oh, Lord, I hate... My son is actually where he tracks his packages, and he will text me if he's at work. Is package secured? And I will just bust up laughing. The last one was, yo, is package secured? And it's like, yes, I have it on the bed. I saw the postman drop it off.
Funny.
And he's like, okay. And then he goes back to work. And if I don't answer the text message, he will call. And as soon as I answer, he'll hang up. And then I know to look at the text message that he sent me about the package that had already been in the house for who knows how long. But yeah, he tracks his packages like that. It is so funny.
Wow.
I love my kids. They're great. You never know what you're going to get from them each day. And D can attest to that. D, Brent, and Arby, they all know my son on that level.
He's funny.
He is a handful. And he's like, Mom, what are you doing on the 25th? I'm like, nothing. He goes, okay, FedEx might need a signature.
Oh, gosh.
He's so wonderful. I really do. I love my kids. I really love them so much. Oh, well, Blue says, LOL, that is me whenever my birthday comes around and I know I'm getting gifts. Oh, I gotta get my son's gift. It's gonna be like weeks late, but he understands. Bills first. He's an adult now. But we're getting him something that he's gonna like. And I can't share it because I know he's upstairs or nearby and he will listen. And that boy's got the hearing of a freaking bat. He could hear everything. And it's like, dude, he'd be sitting in the other room and then chime in on conversations we were having as adults in the living room, and he's in his bedroom playing. We're talking about something from an advertisement on TV, and he chimes in with the advertisement's little jingle. It's like, yeah,
Oh, wow.
I learned very early not to have conversations with him in the house.
Right.
Because, yeah, at 5 years old, he chimes in with the jingle of the advertisement because we were talking about switching phone brands, or I can't remember which one it was. We were talking about switching to Metro PCS, and he chimed in with their old hello, hello, hello thing from back in the day. And I'm like, we're over in the kitchen, living room area, because we were in a trailer home at the time, and he's in the bedroom way over there playing with his toys, but still aware of the conversation we were having. And that's the kind of kid I was, but I would have got my ass beat for that.
Yep. And just so you know, I can't stand it anymore. I'm breaking out the Benadryl. So if I go to sleep, the show's all yours.
You do. I don't know if that's a good thing because I might pass out too.
Oh. Well, hey, let the chat handle it.
Yep, chat can take over if we fall asleep.
The mod's in charge. The mod's in charge. Oh no, she has a headache. Art's in charge.
Art's in charge. We fall asleep. Art's in charge.
Yep, he came in first. You can't leave either, Art. Sorry. You had no excuse. Excuses are given at the beginning.
Art says, my friends keep threatening to send me a letter bomb. I know I'm in pain, but that seems a bit excessive.
Yeah, I've watched those letter bombs and packages. Be careful, Art.
I remember the Unabomber when he was rampant, and oh lordy, yeah, that
Hmm.
one was a little bit. That was when everyone was on end about opening packages. Didn't matter who you
Hmm.
were. You open packages with like a box cutter on a stick just to be safe.
Hmm.
It,
And outside, not in the house.
yeah, and then the anthrax scare, and like my dad opened all the
Hmm.
packages and letters for a long time, just to make sure they were safe, because he put his our lives over his. So he would take that risk. But no, it was a rough time in history. It was kind of a scary time.
Hmm.
And then when every other postal worker seemed to be going postal, and we all remember that phrase if you're old enough, and if you're not, well, look it up. I can't go into details because YouTube, joys.
And then there's COVID. But
Yeah,
anyway,
yeah.
we'll keep moving on.
Mm. The next, oh, I gotta share the next pictures because I wanted to get to those before we even jump into anything because these are adorable. And Blue Rose got a bit of a sneak peek in the beginning, but
Hmm.
little guy's birthday.
Was yesterday. He is officially one. Isn't
Oh,
that one is the loneliest number?
yep, 3 Dog Night.
Now, those hands are of his 9-year-old brother.
Yep.
There was a child there that I didn't know who he was, so I inquired. And I meet the little boy. He's 2. Jameson's as big as he is.
I can believe it. Uh
So
oh.
that's picture
Oh, there you
one.
are.
So he didn't want to have anything to do with his cake. Jacob goes, Mom, can I smash his face in it? And we just were like, everybody's around. He's like, you just wanted to smash his face. Les is like, no. Uh,
See, but that's tradition in my family for the first birthday cake. You give the kid their own little mini cake, and you give them a little taste, and then you flop right into their face so they get a nice big bite. And you don't suffocate
nah.
them. You don't smother it to where it covers and blocks up their nose and
Yeah,
stuff. But you just
right.
pop it into their face for a second to get
No, he
frosting.
had icing up his nose
Oh,
and
he
that
did.
afterward.
That's adorable.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a tradition in my family. The kid gets
Okay.
a face cake.
Did not happen with my children, so I guess my OCD or whatever you want to call it. Oh no, nada.
So
And
this
the next
picture is very
picture,
traumatizing to you.
exactly, absolutely fucking not.
He
Nope,
looks like he got
nada.
into my daughter's paints.
Yep, nope, absolutely not.
Oh, that's
And
the
that raised
best. But you see, it's not
eyebrow.
even up in his hair. It's got to get up in his hair and in his ears. You got to
Oh,
have fun with
it did.
it.
Yeah, it did make its way. There's other pictures. I just sent you 2. That
Oh,
yeah,
that's a Mexican tradition too, smashing the cake into your face.
nope, does not go. This shit don't fly with me. Look at his damn hands.
Look at her grandson.
No, absolutely not.
Oh, though, that's the way babies are supposed to look when they get cake.
Mm-mm.
That is exactly how they're supposed to look. And then you just put them in the bathtub and you run cups of water over them until it goes away.
We weren't at home. We were at the venue.
So you leave them like that till you get home. The car seat cover's washable.
Ugh, no, they stripped him down, and they had, I don't even know how many packs of wipes they went through, but whatever. I didn't have to clean it.
Yeah, it's not you don't have to clean it, but so let them make a mess. Let them have fun. That's the joys
And
of
my
being the
high,
grandma.
yeah, well, that high chair was Jacob's that we never got rid of, so it better come back as clean as it went, because if not, there's going to be a problem. See, in my house, we grew up where, when I say you could eat off of the kitchen floor, you could eat
Mm-hmm.
off of the kitchen floor. So
That's how I was raised too.
this does not fly. Nope, nada.
See,
My kids
I
did
kind of
not
went to the
do this.
polar opposite of what my parents pushed on me. I couldn't really care as much. as long as it's sanitary, but it doesn't have to be spotless. My house can be a little cluttered, and it doesn't bother me.
Mm-hmm.
But I do keep it clean. We do keep bleach. We do keep Lysol wipes, brooms, mops, all that stuff. The house gets cleaned, obviously, but, I'm not worried about a kid coming in covered in frosting because I have a bathtub. Hell, I've taken my
Yeah.
nephew and stood him in the shower and just let the water just beat down on him to cover up, clean off a mess.
Mm-hmm.
Because to me, everything's cleanable. It's like he's cleanable, the clothing is cleanable. It might be a little stained, but it's cleanable. And then it becomes a play shirt. That's the way I
Mm-hmm.
see it. But that's me. I'm a little less OCD about it.
Yeah, we're way OCD about it. So, as I said,
I think he's adorable.
he's okay.
He's okay. Oh, look at that face and tell me that's not adorable.
You ain't with him all day, like today.
Ah, he's still too
Ugh.
cute.
So we had a little family get together, just us guys.
Mm-hmm.
I made dinner and we had a cookie cake for him, and
Aw,
so
he's special. He's a good kid. He will be a better kid when he gets older and he can learn to communicate.
mm-hmm.
Those big brown eyes. And my son says he's the future dictator of Guatemala, so we gotta prep him.
He is getting prepped.
Every time he screams at you and bites you and yells at you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and smacks me and hits me, and he's taken to pinching me lately.
Ooh, I hate that stage.
I know. Yep.
I don't see anything wrong with doing a little pinch back as long as you don't leave a mark. Let him know it's not nice to pinch. He's old enough to understand what pinching
He's
is.
one now. Well, he's one now, so now I can officially beat him. I think that's in the rule
I
book.
wait till they're
I can
18,
start to
so it's
beat him.
not. I wait till they're 18 because child abuse is worse on your record than assault and battery.
Who fucking cares about my record? Let's go to jail. 3 meals a day.
No, it's
I
just
can
the
just lay
inmates
it
don't like it when
myself.
you hurt kids. That's why. And then they make your life miserable. So it's better to wait till they're 18.
Mm.
Just saying.
I don't know. Did they let you have a walker in prison?
Yes, medical devices are allowed.
Well, don't you think that would be considered a weapon?
I mean, it could be. But, I mean, if you're using a walker to get around, it's going to be a little hard to use it as a weapon because you can't stand without it.
No, but if somebody else took it off me and did something to somebody else or to me.
Oh, yeah, then that would probably not be good. But at that point, doesn't matter. If you're that bad a shape in jail with a walker, it'd be a nice relief.
What are you talking about? I'm at home with a walker. What are you talking about in jail with a walker?
Oh, you said you have a walker in jail?
Yeah, but
and that's why I went on about jail. If they, end you while you're in jail and you have a walker, at that point, is there really any reason to fight back?
Yeah. And I'm saying I'm at home in the same conditions. It's the same, just a different type of prison.
Yeah, but you're not getting randomly shanked by some idiot who just doesn't like you because they're schizo.
Oh, I'm sure if they could, they would.
Your family is not randomly schizo.
No, but I'm sure if they could shank me, they would.
I don't think so.
Oh, I don't know about that. You haven't talked to them yet?
Well, when we were at Cracker Barrel today, they had this beautiful 12-inch cast iron pan that I absolutely was joking around about having Danny get it for me. So next time he gets on my nerves, had the cashier laughing.
Yep, whap with the pan.
And it's a big, heavy 12-inch cast iron, like solid.
You have to be able to swing it.
I think I got the upper body strength to pull that off.
I don't think so.
I've got pretty good upper body strength. That's how I get myself in and out of bed, is using my arms.
2 words. back spasm.
Lower back spasm. I can swing from a sitting position and not use my back too much.
When we hang up, no, tomorrow we'll get into this conversation
Well, I'm
deeper.
just talking about the anatomy, the actual how the body works. You can swing with your arms and not really impact your lower back if you are in the right sitting position. Anatomically
word
speaking.
would be right. Optimal word would be right.
Yeah. So I convinced him to come closer and then whack right upside the head. I ain't got to chase nobody down. I convinced him to come over for some other reason. Like the next time he wants to show me a YouTube video. Flop.
You convince them to come closer.
I don't even got to do that. Sometimes they come over to show me a YouTube video. Oh, I can't see. Bring it a little closer. Flop. I don't got to do a lot of work. Tools are not nearly as useful as knowing where and when they sleep. Yeah, other side of the room, and between 9 o'clock, 9:30 at night, and 5 in the morning.
Yep. That's what I used to say. You go to sleep sometime.
Unless you're you, in which case then you don't.
Exactly. You go to
the
sleep
plotting
sometime.
and planning of it all.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, here we go. So when we're arrested, they'll use the YouTube video against us.
Yeah, but I don't have a 12-inch cast iron pan, and ain't no way they're going to be that dumb to come up and sit next to me on my bed and show me the video. So all I got to do is reach up and whack.
Right.
So I can say all I want. The fact is, it still has to work out on their end. And I still need the cast iron pan, which I don't have.
Hey, any pan will work.
But I'll tell you what, I did go to a therapist one time years ago and was very frustrated with Danny. And I was expressing to her how I would like to just smack him upside the head with a pan. She goes, you know, the fact you verbalized it is very healthy. It's a sign you're less likely to do it.
Well, what? She would just surmise in her head that that's what you would want to do?
Well, I mean, given I'm verbalizing that I
get the
like
verbalization of I get the verbalization of it, but what? You'd be in therapy, like withholding that you'd really like to smother them, and she would write in the notes, well, after many sessions, I realized she would like to hit him in the hand with a pan, put the pillow over him, and then shank him.
Well, you know,
recommend
if it was something
release.
that she took seriously, but again, my tone
release.
And everything was played into this.
I know. Recommend release.
Art says, I'm a qualified marksman. I can reach out and touch you and you'll never see it coming.
There you go.
I was never that good with guns for long range. Well, I mean, I can. Obviously, to a like, if it's within 100 yards, I'm pretty good and accurate. Archery was where I was really good until I jacked up my shoulders. I really loved archery. But, you know, you can't help it when you tear up your shoulders. No, I come from a long family of hunters, so I'm not like a qualified marksman, but I can take down a deer from about 100 yards, usually with iron sights.
I'm freezing. Did I tell you that?
I'm cold too, which is why I turned on my electric blanket under my ass.
Oh, I know what I have. I have my Sherpa.
Yes, that'll keep you nice and warm.
Oh, well.
Sherpa blankets are very warm.
No, it's a Sherpa shirt.
Oh, there you go. That's even warmer.
Yeah, Eric bought it for me for Christmas.
I think I got my daughter this one. It was like 5XL. Big old fluffy sweater to stay warm. But she couldn't get this funny smell out of it, so it's just sitting in her closet, smelling in her closet. From the shipping and manufacturing, it had a funny smell.
Okay.
But, yeah.
Did you try soaking it?
I don't know. I'm not really sure because this was like 3 years ago, and it's just been kind of sitting in her closet since last I knew. I'll have to
I
check.
see. Yeah.
I honestly forgot she had it till you just mentioned that big, like a Sherpa shirt, and I remember I got
Yeah.
her that big 5XL sweater, and
Well, this is so nice that I hate to wear it because you could wear it to go out. And he's like, I bought it for you to wear around the house to stay warm.
so wear it around the
Oh,
house
there
to
we
stay
go.
warm.
There we go. Yeah, well, I don't want baby all over it.
I can frog gig you to the wall. Just depends on how quiet I need to be. I had a very interesting childhood.
Seems like it, Art.
Sounds very similar to, me and my brother. When we were younger, had nothing really to do. So the pine trees, the green pine cones, became grenades, and we would play war in the backyard, chucking green pine cones at each other. Those fuckers hurt. Just gonna tell
Yeah,
you
they
right
do.
now, they hurt.
Yes, they do.
Uh,
Okay.
oh,
Clothes are on.
the one last funny thing we need to talk about. What came in the mail the other day for me. Um, I think this advertisement got through
Oh,
because not
yeah.
enough people speak Spanish.
Okay.
Um, yeah.
Hold on. Let somebody in the chat, perhaps. Blue, can you translate that by any chance for
Oh,
us?
I know she can.
Let's see what she'll write. Don't say anything yet, Crazy Bee. Let's see if Blue can translate it.
I mean, there's only one word in Spanish, and it's there for a reason.
Oh, she might have had to leave
Oh yeah, I
too to
think
check.
she might have had to.
Yeah.
Yeah, that got sent out in the mail. Um, can't see it that good. Okay, let me enlarge this for you. Hold on. I bet I can enlarge this sucker.
There
Okay.
you go.
Um, yeah, I think you get the gist of it. I think that's better. I don't. Lots of swords, knives, guns, and the men who knew how to use them. Welcome to my family. Yep. Yeah, this is the local Mexican restaurant that I love to eat at. And Blue Rose is just rolling laughing. This got through the USPS shipping, to get mailed out to the community, as well as the printing agency that printed it for them to send to everyone in the community. She's dead laughing. Yeah. Um, I think you can surmise what this word means. Um, it begins with an F and ends in a K. Well, ing. So they sent it to everyone in the neighborhood. Like the whole county gets this
Hi,
from them.
Cannabis.
Hey, Cannabis. Yeah, our entire county gets this in the mail because they are right smack in our town. My son walks there and will get their rolled tacos. Supposed to be today too. Yeah, he's supposed to go get us some. I love their nachos. He gets the
You just ate there
enchiladas.
this week.
Or not the
Yeah, you
enchiladas.
just ate there this week.
Quesadillas. Yeah, we were just there earlier this last week. Yeah, my son got it twice. So really good food. I don't know how they got away with this advertisement. I really don't. Wow, that's crazy but hilarious. Yes. And so, for the Spanish speakers who are just going to laugh at it and continue buying from Oscars, also Rosie's in California.
Know? Does
What was that?
Oscars know? Do they know?
Yeah, they created this thing.
Yeah, but do they know what it says?
Yes. It's run
Oh,
by
they agreed to it?
They're actual Spanish speaking. Yes, they're the owners and stuff. Yes.
So it wasn't a mistake.
No, this is not a mistake. This was properly used contextual word. Not just another taco. It's true. It's not just like a Taco Bell taco or your run of the mill, you know, picked up the kid at Walmart tacos. Their meat, oh my God, when they say
You know
carne
what's funny?
asada, yeah.
You know what's funny is, so the first time you showed this to me and you explained it, I didn't get it. When you said, so
This is a cuss word.
I took it that I know, but I took it that they didn't know about it, and I
No,
took
the
it like,
post
oh,
office and the printing agency probably didn't know, but oh yeah, the
so
business absolutely did this on purpose.
so now they're saying that the okay, so I took it to mean like not just another one, like, oh, here we fricking go again.
Yeah,
But they mean not another fucking taco, in that we're the best fucking taco around compared to anybody else.
and they are,
Is what
to be quite
There
honest.
you go. There you go.
They get away with it.
For
And
those of us that are stupid.
well, and again, I love this restaurant. And I think it's hilarious they got away with this advertising because you can't get away with putting this in English. So they popped it in another language.
That's interesting.
I thought it
Is
was.
that illegal?
What?
How could that be illegal?
I don't know. I just a lot of other, they kind of frown upon such words being used in advertisements. And so, they'll push more back against it. You can still do it if you want to really fight it, but they strongly suggest you don't, as far as I know. I've never seen an English advertisement like this. Have you?
No.
Okay.
Other than pornography.
Yeah. Well, that's not what this is. But the original company is based out of California. I do miss real authentic food, not Americanized, from when I lived in the Bay Area of California. Uh-huh. Yep. And it's always nice to know people who like the migrant workers and get some really good food. But these people are more authentic than like Taco Bell. When I
Right.
say the way they cook their food and the way it tastes and stuff, it's much more authentic. And you can get some really good food from them. I mean, that's why we go there all the time. Literally, we go there at least 2 to 3 times a month. So, no advertisement needed. But it is a funny advertisement. And I really wonder how many people understand what they're reading.
Right.
So I had to laugh my ass off at that one. It's like, God, really interesting. And it's a good sales pitch, especially for the Hispanics that are the migrant workers that come through and help on the farms around here this time of year.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to get a lot of, people coming in. So I can't complain. It's good food.
Yep.
So
Well, that's cool. I
won't be mad. But I did think it was absolutely hilarious. And gotta love the people not fully understanding what they're printing or reading or distributing.
Or maybe they do and are like, what can we do about it?
Well, I mean, how many people are really going to know what it is in this area? And it's like, I mean, Mandarin Chinese is the language usually pushed in this area, and German is another one. I think there is a couple Spanish-speaking teachers in the region, but really, for the most part, yeah. Art says, get some really good spicy Thai food and you enjoy it twice. Once going in and sometime later going out.
Well, keep that system clean and working.
Mm-hmm. I'll tell you, my sinuses drained really good with that Korean bowl. That helped a lot. Anywho.
All right, we better get a move on it or your girl's going to be out.
Yeah, so let's pop into Mr. Carlos Ray Norris. I mean, if you see the memes and stuff and the jokes going around, despite dying, he'll make a full recovery. Him kicking himself out of his own casket. But sadly, he passed away. And, 86 years is a long time to be, you know, out there. And how many of those years, what, since the late 60s, early 70s, he was in movies?
Mm-hmm.
So that's like almost 60 years of making movies for us to enjoy. So yeah, he was an awesome guy. Um, was there anything in particular in here that you wanted to cover? I know.
No, go ahead. Whatever. You do whatever you want with them.
Well, we know quite a few of his movies. He was born March 10th of 1940, despite a bunch of idiots claiming it was around the time of the end of World War II, which is absolute bullshit. They're off by 5 years. No, 15. No, 5 years and quite the wrong month altogether. He was born in Oklahoma. He passed away 9 days after his 86th birthday in Hawaii. And I do know from what I had seen in news articles, he had been practicing doing his martial arts just before some medical emergency happened, and he was rushed to the hospital. So most of us know the movies he's been in or TV series, all kinds of stuff. The Missing in Action trilogy. Oh, that was a really good one. So Delta Force was decent. Chuck was also a world champion karate. Yes, and various other martial arts too. He got black belt level in, I think it was like 4 or 5 different forms of martial arts. My son went through a stage, and I had to know this stuff. Something about predicting his own death. Wayland. Oh yeah, his brother who was killed in Vietnam. In the line of action on he didn't even make it to 27 years old. The prediction was proven true when he was killed in Vietnam in 1970. He was in the Air Force, and Norris lost his first 2 competitive bouts, dropping decisions to Joe Louis, who has an arena in Detroit, if I remember correctly, that's named after him, and Alan Steen, and then later lost 3 rounds to Tony Tulliners. I'm not familiar with that name. In 67, he basically started winning karate tournaments and then just kind of went from there, created his own martial arts. And he was, he had Bob Barker as a student. Is that the Bob Barker from Price is Right?
Yeah.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Donnie and Marie Osmond, Priscilla Presley, Steve and Chad McQueen. Steve and his son, I believe it is, or his brother. He's the child of actor Steve McQueen. That's what I thought.
Right.
Wow, I didn't know Bob Barker trained under Chuck Norris. I just learned something new. Huh. That's pretty cool. Yeah, going through more of his tournaments. Him and Bruce Lee were close, in case people didn't know. Way of the Dragon, one of my favorite movies. Really good movie. I was telling you, if you've never watched it, it's an old 70s movie, kind of cringily made, but it's a really good movie. Take time to watch it. I'm trying to see if there's anything really good.
He was in The Expendables.
Yes, The Expendables was his most recent movie. I don't think there's too much more except going through his film and acting. And I know the family's not saying much about what led to his death. So
No, they actually want to keep it private, which is very curious to me as to why.
Yeah.
I mean, if it was a heart attack, a stroke, or whatever, and don't we have another article
Yeah, I
on
was
him?
just gonna say,
Okay.
I
Yeah.
was gonna say he had suffered 2 heart attacks before.
Mm-hmm. That
Um,
was 10 years earlier, though. So when he was about 77, I think he suffered them.
let's scroll down. Yeah, a decade ago. Um, he survived not one but 2 heart attacks, which struck within minutes of each other nearly a decade ago. The world is mourning the action hero and a legend for his strength of mind and body, who died on March 20th. Some places are saying March 19th, some are saying March 20th. So, which one is most accurate? I'm not sure. Um, they had to travel 240 miles to get him to a
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
helicopter to get him. Oh, yeah, because he's over in Hawaii. They probably had to bring him
right.
back to the mainland for surgery. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I'm trying to see if there's much more about this. Um, oh, that was back when he had his heart attacks. It was at a casino at 5:30 in the morning. He collapsed in the shower from chest pains.
Mm.
And he was taken to Nevada at that time. He stopped breathing for a tense 100-mile high-speed race to Mount Grant General Hospital in Nevada.
100
Dang.
miles.
Oh, he stopped breathing during a tense 100-mile. Oh, I thought he
Yeah.
stopped breathing for. I read that wrong. Um, Medics jump started his heart with a defibrillator. While his tearful wife helplessly looked on. Yeah, it sucks. Um, he died twice in 47 minutes. Mm. And for all his healthy living that he did, it's it goes to show that sometimes genetics really do overstep all your attempts to prevent it.
Right.
Um,
Right.
I knew a doctor who used to exercise daily and then had a heart attack. He thought he was having a panic attack, but it was a heart attack. He had to pull over on the side of the freeway and have an ambulance come get him from the side of the road, and the cops moved his car to a safer location to be picked up later. But I mean, you can be as healthy as you can be, and your genetics can still supersede it. Be like,
Mm-hmm.
screw your healthiness, watch this. Oh, it keeps going. Now they're saying he died March 19th, but at the top they said the 20th. Their own article. Doesn't make sense. Yeah, he died on Thursday, March 19th after being hospitalized. I know his birthday is the day after my son's. My son's birthday is March 9th. So my son thought it was cool when he was younger that his birthday was so close to Chuck Norris's. While the cause of death is yet to be released, Norris was said to be doing well, cracking jokes, and in good spirits. He was reportedly training on Hawaii's island the same day he was hospitalized, which makes me think it might have been another heart attack. You talk about the heat and
Probably. Yeah.
humidity and working out like that, it would lead me to believe another heart attack, especially with the history of 2 of them in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on the level of his injury, he may have been airlifted to a higher level trauma center. Not sure where he was in Hawaii. He was at home, and where was that? Let me go back to Wikipedia for a second. Where he lived. La da 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 dum. He was living in Kauai, Hawaii. So they probably would have life flighted him over to California to one of the UCLA's or UC hospitals for treatment. So that's the only thing I can come up with.
Right.
So yeah, it sucks, but he did give us a good long run, and now the memes are continuing eternally.
There you go. There you go.
So that's a good thing, I have to say. So what's next is CNN said or did something.
Yeah, let's listen. This is that TSA started at major, so I think it's 17 major airport hubs today.
ICE stepping
At
in to help TSA.
Either or TSA, right.
Okay.
President Trump posted on Truth Social, quote, "If the radical left Democrats don't immediately sign an agreement to let our country, in particular our airports, be free and safe again, I will move our brilliant and patriotic ICE agents to the airports where they will do security like no one has ever seen before." Now, in a subsequent post, he said that he instructed ICE agents to be ready by Monday. And now the president is saying that you, sir, are going to be in charge. How is that going to work? Are ICE agents going to move into American airports starting tomorrow, Monday?
Yes. And I'm currently working on the plan now of execution, working with the director of ICE and the administrator at TSA, the acting administrator. So we'll put together a plan today and we'll execute tomorrow.
Okay, so there are a lot of questions here. First of all, are ICE agents even remotely trained to handle security at airports?
ICE agents receive a high level of training. And, you know, the ICE agents are assigned at many airports across the country already. They do a lot of investigation, criminal investigation on smuggling at airports. But, you know, there's got TSA agents covering exits, you know, people that enter through the exits. You know, certainly a highly trained ICE law enforcement officer can cover an exit, makes people don't go through those exits, entering the airport through the exits, and that stuff like that relieves that TSA officer to go to screening and to reduce those lines. So wherever we can provide extra security, I don't see an ICE agent looking at an X-ray machine because they're not trained in that. There are certain parts of security that TSA is doing that we can move them off those jobs and put them in the specialized jobs, help move those lines.
Okay, that was going to be my next question. So what you're saying is when you move ICE into airports, they are going to be just around the exits and the exteriors. They're not going to be helping people get through the lines and screening people's bags.
Those discussions are going on now. I'm not expert at TSA, so that's why I'm talking to the TSA administrator and the ICE director, find out where we can fit in. We'll have a plan by the end of today where we're sending what airports we're starting with and where we're sending them. But that's a discussion we're having right now. I ended the discussion to do the show, and I'll be back having those discussions when I finish. So it's a work in progress, but we will be at the airports tomorrow helping TSA move those lines along.
And I know you said it's a work in progress, but at least at the beginning, are there specific airports that you're thinking about starting with? And how many ICE agents are you considering deploying to do this?
Again, that's going based on discussions we're having today. I think we need to, my opinion is that we concentrate on airports where the longest waits are. We prioritize those. The large airports where there's a long wait, like 3 hours. I think we got to prioritize what we do like we do everything else. So again, having those discussions, continued discussions after the show with the leadership of those agencies will lead us to some decisions based on prioritization, where we deploy, how quick we deploy, how many agents we deploy. So
right.
Hopefully we'll have all those answers here by this afternoon, but we're working on it. And when we deploy tomorrow, we'll have a well thought out plan to execute.
with respect, if you're doing this in 24 hours, how well thought out could it possibly be?
Again,
They should have started this a week ago or a month ago instead of Trump just saying, well, guess what? Monday. And they're like, what?
But as he said, they're not doing the actual x-ray screening and perhaps going through your bags.
They're going to
They're
be at
already
the
in-
exits and entrances.
Yeah, and they're already doing that up like in New York City in the subway systems
Yeah.
and, other places. So they're familiar how to do that.
Yeah.
But
they're not going to be.
just,
Yeah.
again, ideally, it would be nice to get it out there, but just the rub that CNN has to always continually give just cracks me up.
It is. But it's, to me, it's again, Trump should have gave him more warning than the weekend. He should have done a little bit more than that. And, it's still a little bit, I get it. They gotta, everyone be ready to move because I might change my mind. That's a little bit annoying.
Right.
Especially on a big thing like this where you got to figure out which people you're moving to, where the logistics, it's going to be complicated. It really is. But,
Well,
TSA is now freed up to do their parts.
yeah. And regardless, I think it's a good try run.
It's not a bad idea to have extra security at an airport. That's
That and in the event something is to occur, they're at least there. So
extra set of eyes. And
Yep.
if something does happen, there's extra hands on deck to help pin someone down.
right.
Because have you seen those videos I like to share of all the people going wild at airports and all they can do is stand back and wait for the police to show up?
Yep. And that's if they're going to show up.
The naked people running through the airports, the drug addicts that have totally tweaked out in the airports, the alcohol issues in airports.
Right.
Oh,
Yep.
Lord. Yeah. Some of those videos, I'll just watch them because they're freaking hilarious. But I feel bad for the workers who have to get bit,
Right.
kicked, punched, spit on, slapped. I mean, it's so not right. Some have been peed on. How fair is that to them? Because you can't act like a civilized adult. So,
Well, you're being taught that, in the classroom from kindergarten on, it's okay to use your litter box or not.
these are people who are before that started.
Okay.
These are people my age and some even older. It's like, really? You should know better by now how to behave in public. And it's the entitled attitude. Oh, do you know who I am? No one gives a shit who you are. Who was that one football player they just pulled off of a plane not long ago for drunk and disorderly?
Right.
That Pac-Man Jones dude? Like, hello. Oh, yeah. But was that the end of it, or was there... Oh, no, there's more.
I think, there's more.
Okay.
Again, ICE has been at airports across the country for a long time. It's just expanding those things. Look, it does. How much of a plan does it mean to guard an exit to make sure no one comes through that exit?
And
I mean, we're talking about security options, and these officers are well trained in security, and they're well trained in identification. And look, we're going to do what we can to help TSA move those people to the line.
And last question on this, because this is important, and I realize that this is clearly a plane that you're creating while it's in the air here, but this is a question that a lot of people are asking. Is it just going to be crowd control, or will ICE officers also be doing immigration enforcement while they are at the airports?
We do immigration enforcement at airports all the time. So is that going to change? It's not going to change. This is about helping the men and women at TSA. They've lost several hundred employees. The lines are really slow because of the shutdown. This is about helping TSA do their mission and get the American public through that airport as quick as they can. Well, while adhering to all the security guidelines and the protocols, we're simply there to help TSA do their job in areas that don't need their specialized expertise, such as screening through the x-ray machine. Not training that, we won't do that. But there are roles we can play to release TSA officers from the non-significant roles, such as guarding an exit, so they can get back to the scanning machines and move people quicker. And we're just simply helping our fellow officers at TSA.
I'm going to bring in my panel now to respond to that. Welcome, one and all. Congressman Kiley, I should say the last time you were on the show, you were a Republican. Since then, you've switched your party affiliation to independent as you try to work through the redistricting in your home state of California. What do you think about the idea of sending ICE to airports?
Well, the lines that people are having to deal with are a problem, a big problem. And so, anything we can do to make travel a little more seamless right now, I think is fine. But that is a very temporary and not ideal solution. What we need to do is fund the Department of Homeland Security. That'll get our TSA agents paid. That'll get our Coast Guard paid. That'll get FEMA funded. And we can do this in a way that reaches a bipartisan compromise around this issue related to ICE. I think there are common sense reforms that both sides can support, but having an unfunded Department of Homeland Security at a moment when we have this heightened threat environment in the United States, it is absolutely unacceptable. And it is such a clear example of how Congress is broken in so many ways.
Congresswoman Dingell?
Well, I agree with you that Congress is broken, but here's the
Yes, that's Debbie Dingell. We've covered her before, Debbie Dingell.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I forgot. And it's funny because my son, we saw a picture and at the restaurant today and I go, do they have a name on that? He goes, Dingleberry Jerry. And so it triggered my memory from my son today being silly.
There you go.
So, yeah, I forgot her. I forgot we did cover her. Oh my God.
Yeah, Debbie Dingell.
Oh, to have that name, it had to have been brutal in middle school.
I have a lot of questions about what he said. Are they going to be wearing masks? What are the functions that they're going to be performing? Are they going to make it more complicated? Are people going to be more scared? Are they going to threaten people? Are people going to start to see people not even willing to travel because they're intimidated by them? Here's the reality. We could settle this tomorrow and fund TSA, FEMA, which, by the way, got gutted a year ago, not in this funding of Homeland Security by DOJ, and fund the Coast Guard and deal with the ICE issue, which has to be dealt with front and center.
Yeah, look, I think I associate myself with the gentleman from California's comments, right? I think he's spot on. Look, Congresswoman, Tom Homan was up on the Hill negotiating, trying to get this bill passed in the Senate. You've seen the White House give on lots of things, cameras, identification on ICE. The White House has given and given and given. Fact of the matter is Chuck Schumer is just a chicken shit, I'll say it, because he's concerned that he's not going to be the majority leader, doesn't want to pass anything that doesn't just blow up ICE. And so that's why we're stuck here. It's not anything to do. Everybody knows what has to be done. Chuck Schumer won't allow it to be done in the Senate. And that's where we are. American people, call the Senate, complain to Chuck Schumer, tell him to pass the bill now.
That's not
100% true, 100% accurate.
Well, I like to align myself with the Congresswoman.
Surprise.
Look, in what world do you think it's really a good idea for ICE to be at airports?
I think it's a brilliant way.
Do you think?
Yeah, it is.
The American public.
If you're afraid to go to the airport
when they have seen how ICE.
I'm afraid to go to the airport because I don't like flying, but that's me. I'm afraid of heights. God didn't grant me wings. I don't fly. But I have no problem with ICE. Like I said, they're in and out of my town all the time. No complaints, no problems, no protests, none of that shit, because we mind our own fucking business here.
Well, let me clarify for you then. If you're concerned that ICE is going to be there to harass you in some type of way, then you got a problem.
Yeah, go by car, go by train, go by bus. Greyhound now provides free Wi-Fi. They've been doing that for about 10 years now. They're not as comfortable or fast, but you'll get to see more of the country.
What? ICE isn't going to let the Somalians go through with the millions in cash in their bag?
To me, it's like, again, they made it clear. They're not there to cause problems. They are there to guard entrances and exits, basically, and continue their investigative work for what they normally do in airports. Smuggling. They didn't add anything extra to it. They're just putting more people in there to do the work to free up TSA agents from standing at a door all day. That doesn't sound intimidating. Why do they preset people to think that way? How about, hey, it's great that these guys are here in case Mr. What's-his-face from whatever country who's radicalized by whatever religion decides that, he needs to do something stupid on a plane. And they catch him coming in.
It has to do with them wanting the $1.5 trillion to fund illegals' health insurance. That's what they want.
I know that's what Congress is wanting, but the way they're putting it out there, the way they're presenting it, is totally misconstrued.
Right.
So, Art's telling me it's about my perspective. God invented the airplane because it allows me to fly even though I don't have wings. It's a matter of perspective. I like having contingency plans. A car breaks down, I can walk or take a horse. A train breaks down, I can walk. A boat sinks, I can swim. What do I do if there's something wrong with the plane up there?
Do you drag a horse with you everywhere you go?
No, but I could just borrow one from a rancher or a farmer. I mean, shit, they're everywhere.
I see.
Flag down an Amish person, they'll give you a ride. Hop on the back. So, yeah. I mean, I have alternatives if something goes wrong while on the planet Earth. But up in the air, and TSA will probably not let me bring my own parachute. Just saying. It would probably freak out the other passengers. So they probably wouldn't allow it. I'm kind of stuck. So, but yeah, these women are presenting this in the worst possible way possible. But the men are being level-headed about it, in my opinion. And there's still 4 more minutes of this.
Let's hear it.
Holy shit, these women. Sorry. I sounded like my dad for a second. My dad just popped out. He took over my body and, oh yeah, came through my mouth. He's like, yep, let's talk.
ICE has behaved in cities, Republican and Democrat. Donald Trump and this administration is underwater
how ICE has behaved in
with their
cities.
immigration policies. Yes, they like how the border is being handled. They do not like how ICE is in their cities, and they sure won't like how ICE will be in their airports, especially when they're still going to have to wait in line with them there and them being fearful. This is not good politically. This is not good policy, and this is not good politically. That's my free advice. But the reality is, the reason what the Congresswoman was saying is, I think Americans are just like, can we let's take this piecemeal. TSA, pass it. If you obstruct TSA, I will have a problem with you. I don't think anybody on our side would actually obstruct it. Let's fund FEMA. No, we all have Schumer. I would
Schumer would
not fund,
not
not
supported
oppose
bills.
that.
We've got a discharge petition to fund the other 3. And are you going to? I want to give you one simple issue.
Give them
the
the
Constitution.
Women,
Do you believe in the Constitution?
Of course I do.
And warrants? Do you not?
Oh no, hold on. No, the warrant issue is completely.
Remember,
that's
you're one of them.
Because,
no, it's not.
Yes, it is, ma'am. The
I don't think like
Constitution
her.
has. I mean, excuse me. These
I mean, a
immigration
woman.
officials, when they're going in this.
Except they don't know what a woman is. I do. And I can at least admit it. Most women are overly emotional and illogical in situations like this. Unfortunately, you get way too many of them out there.
And CNN panders to them.
Yeah, exactly. And you hear her, oh, well, Chuck Schumer would support the other things, but not ICE in this area. And how ICE behaves in the city. How about how you guys behaved in the city that led to ICE having to be there? And then your response to ICE was unwarranted. My area has no problem with ICE. We have some liberals, not nearly enough to make a big difference. There's like 20 of them in the county. But the rest of us, yep, on with your day. We don't care. So it's again, is it really ICE that's the problem, or is it the way people are behaving towards ICE that's the problem? And I lean towards it's how people behave. Both sides would rather have the issue than solve the problem because they think they're winning. That's very true.
things. There are administrative procedures that allow them to go in. They're not going in without authorization. There's administrative, there's law that allows them to do this without a warrant in those instances.
And they're shooting Americans
ICE agents here. Tom Homan, Barack Obama gave Tom Homan an award. Tom Homan is going to run this professionally. He's trying to help Americans get to where they're doing, eliminate the lines, alleviate American suffering. ICE isn't going to be there. The ICE
But he
in
said he wasn't
Milwaukee.
changing any policy.
So on this warrant issue, I'll say that I actually voted for a judicial warrant requirement in order to enter homes. I've also voted to say we should have agreements so that ICE is not operating near child care centers or near schools. I think, and I've also supported, by the way, though, making sure that local jurisdictions honor detainer requests when they come for ICE for people who have committed crimes in addition to be in the country illegally. So I think that is the sort of compromise we need around this issue. I think that the things I just listed are supported by the vast majority of Americans. And so we need Congress to come together to reflect what the American people are asking for.
And if anybody thinks that ICE is going to be with masks and like they're going to be they look like
How do we know?
TSA agents.
We don't know, though.
Okay, well,
He told me
show up at
developing
DSA tomorrow, a
the
DCA
plan
tomorrow.
now.
I'll be there tomorrow.
But listen, this is the thing. It's like, this is also what blew my mind this Sunday morning is he's like, we haven't figured out the plan. We'll figure it out by tonight. Do you know how many airports are in America? Do you know how much
ones we're even going to?
Well,
they don't
or
know
how much
I'm sure
training
Tom Homan knows.
these ICE agents should have before they actually go out? What are we doing?
President Trump has said that if this is not resolved, he's sending ICE to the airports to fill in for TSA. Now, I'm not asking you to comment on the political element of this, but what's the training necessary to do that job effectively?
What is the training to stand at an airport door? Don't require a college degree. He really asked that question. What level of training do they need to stand at doors?
Let's see what she says.
Oh my God.
Effectively, how long does it take? How involved is it?
So to become a TSO, we have to go to FLET, the Federal Law Enforcement Training Camp. That's about 2 to 3 weeks, depending on your program. And then afterwards, you have about 2 additional months of training on the floor. We learn X-ray operations. We learn how to work, our walkthrough.
But you just said we're not doing that stuff.
Becoming a TSO. Those officers are not trained to do so. They're ICE. They're federal law enforcement in a different spectrum.
And so what's your degree of concern if that is what it comes to, that there will be ICE officers there doing the job of trained TSOs?
I think it's going to be terrible in all retrospects.
Oh my God.
One, the fear mongering, the aggression, they're cops at the end of the day. That's a whole other type of training. We're taught to be more so customer friendly. We're taught to be more so understanding of people's concerns. Law enforcement, that's not their realm.
Did you just say cops and federal law enforcement are taught to be concerned about the... Oh my God.
The feelings. That's a lie. When you dragged me off the plane and I had to get strip searched and my clothes taken off as other passengers walked by me.
Well, they don't strip you right there in the walkway. They take you to a private room.
No, they did not.
They're supposed to.
They did not. I was taken aside and had my clothes and shoes and socks and everything off. Yes, I did. Most certainly did.
Oh, when was that?
That's going back 20 years at least.
Because
No,
I know
that's a
now
lie.
they
Hold
are
on,
supposed to
yes,
take
about
them to
20
a
years.
private room.
About 20 years. Nope, was taken right off. There were a row of chairs sitting right up against the wall, and I was pulled aside. My bag was rifled through, all kind of shit. Oh, yeah. And then it was,
Wow.
thank you, ma'am. Have a nice day.
Okay, yeah, that's not okay.
It wasn't okay.
She's never been on the receiving end of a TSA screening process, obviously. Or just said the same thing. Basically, she don't know. And this is again, and Tom Homan made it clear, they're not going to be running x-ray machines. They're not going to be doing anything beyond their typical investigation into smuggling, which is the stuff in the back, usually, or if they get called to the front, and guarding doors. So why are they making it sound like ICE is coming in and just taking over the whole airport security? I don't get this. Why? I mean, well, other than the fear mongering gets clicks, and
Okay, so
it's
yeah,
stupid.
just for the hell of it, I wanted to look up who she was. And she left during the last shutdown.
Oh, so she's a former Oh, it says right there, former TSA agent. Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I want to find out who she is.
Evidently she's down in Georgia or worked there or something like that. Because they were showing Georgia, an airport in Georgia.
Hold on a second. Okay. She says that she doesn't see them as ICE agent, that they're cops.
Some people are just... The way you perceive it is not the way I perceive it, so she can just fuck off. I know, it's not the nicest way of putting it, sue me.
Yeah, there's I'll look for more on her.
Yeah, it sounds like she's just a person that they were able to get into fearmonger.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily anyone of expertise. It just says former TSA agent. And
right.
They're not being trained to take the TSA's jobs. They're just taking the not specific jobs so other TSA agents can be trained and put where they're needed if they needed further training, or, free up a few extra TSA agents to help process people.
Right.
Art says, I will say the guys in Sacramento were much better than the guys in Seattle. He hates the TSA. Yeah. I definitely. I've dropped people off at airports. I've picked people up from airports. I personally have never stepped foot in an airport.
Yeah, I'm not, I wanted to see if I could find something else about her. Wow, she's talking to everybody and their mother.
Oh. So she's like a token former employee that everybody's getting as an expert on some sort, and that she's not. That'd be like... Hold on. There goes my microphone. That'd be like getting me to speak on behalf of all the medical assistants because I used to be one. I can't speak on behalf of all of them. I don't know everyone's experience in every different state. I know my experience and my coworkers and what we went through. And there goes my microphone again. Sorry. So I know what I went through, what my coworkers went through, stuff like that. What the fudge is going on with my... Okay, there is a ghost messing with my mic. There has to be. That is so strange. Am I... Okay, yeah, I'm coming through over on...
Good. No, now you're not so good.
I did nothing. It's jumping on its own. I might have to switch mics.
Could not hear you at all.
Yeah, if it happens again, I'll switch to a different mic. My audio won't be as clear, but it will still be at least not jumping all over the frickin' place. That is so bizarre. Anyways, do we want to listen to her BS for another 30 seconds?
Go ahead.
Okay.
Let me ask you, I mean, it's a peculiar question to ask as we're talking about people who are not being paid, but I read that you did this because you wanted to serve your country. Do you miss it? Do you miss the job?
Absolutely. Absolutely, I do. I miss the purpose. I think we've gotten away from the narrative of what we were there for and what TSA was created for. It gave me a purpose to put on my badge, to put on my uniform, to be proud to serve my community. And I feel like we've gotten away from that.
Okay. Sounds like she regrets leaving the job instead of staying and waiting it out.
Yeah,
Why am I not surprised?
I know. And of course, why would they get a different perspective?
Oh, no, they only got to have one person's perspective to
Right.
speak on behalf of all TSA agents. How high up the ladder was she? I'm curious.
That's what I was trying to find out. I can't, because everything's what she has said the last couple days. So I'll look
Okay.
for her later.
Okay. Sounds like a good idea.
Okay.
So with that, we have our next topic of, you sent this over, and it was very scary.
Well, not only is it alarming, but it also, I think, also demonstrates where they've been. And so NPR is mapping where ICE is locating and how communities are fighting back. So you can see their hotspots and their target areas where they're at.
So if you look from this line where Indiana and Ohio meet down and go over, this little blip right here is Nashville. This little blip right here. So in this region, you don't see nearly as much as what you see down here or up here or over here. My entire region is really peaceful for the most part. A couple big cities and ICE has moved through there, but ICE hasn't caused as much of a problem as these areas seem to have.
And this is from January 20th to mid-October of 2025.
Mm-hmm.
So we're down, what, about 6 months worth of data.
Uh-huh. Yeah. So yeah, it's pretty amazing that they've covered this much since 2024. And this is like you said, this is just January.
Right.
2024 was barely anything. And then boom, they were everywhere. Even to the tiny little place up here. Is that Montana? That little square in the corner here?
I believe. Mm-hmm.
And there's one spot in Montana. Unless that's a spot on my screen. I can't tell. It might be something stuck to my screen.
Yeah, so why don't you scroll up, Crazy Bee? So each square is a facility where at least one immigrant was detained by ICE or other federal agents between January 20th and mid-October of 2024 and 2025. Facilities range from dedicated ICE centers to local jails and hospitals. The size of each square represents the number of bookends to that facility. And they're saying that the Trump administration's unprecedented expansion of migrant detention facilities is igniting fierce opposition in communities across the political and geographic spectrum as the administration moves to scale up its detention footprint to fuel its campaign to arrest, detain, and deport the largest number of immigrants in modern U.S. history. Flush with new cash, $85 billion in new funding, with around $45 billion specifically to expand immigration detention over 4 years, ICE and Custom Enforcement is moving fast to lease and acquire warehouses and buildings across the U.S. with the aim of retrofitting them into detention spaces. ICE is also expanding contracts with local jails and private prison facilities as it builds out its sprawling detention footprint. ICE is now the highest funded law enforcement agency in the nation.
I see nothing wrong with this.
I don't have a problem with it. ICE detainees have been held at more than 220 detention sites around the country, according to government data provided by ICE in response to a Freedom of Information Act request from the Deportation Data Project and analyzed by NPR. The site range from dedicated ICE facilities and private prisons to county jails, military bases, and bases, and newly converted warehouses. Detainees are also being temporarily held in staging areas, hospitals, and holding sites. The number of sites continue to grow. ICE's biggest detention operations are largely clustered in the southern United States. Just 5 states, Texas, Florida, Louisiana, Arizona, and Georgia, account for just over 60% of the nation's more than 750,000 ICE detention bookends. In the Deportation Data Project's dataset, these bookends are referred to as stints. Most individuals have only one bookend per stay in detention, but some are transferred between multiple detention centers. Texas has more than 200,000 bookends across 115 facilities between Trump taking office in January of 2025 and mid-October of 2025, the most bookends of any state in the country. Well, duh.
I wonder
Really?
why. I mean, it
Would
could
it-
have something to do with this, border right here. I mean, do you
or
see it?
or Abbott sending people everywhere else?
I mean, that's a lot of people to have to take care of. No wonder why he was like, fuck this, and
Mhm.
shipped them up to New York and Chicago and Los Angeles.
Mhm.
Oh, you want to be a sanctuary city? Here you go.
So we have Texas with the most. Alexandria, Louisiana has the most bookends in one facility, more than 33,000.
Wow.
Florida has the second most. A year ago, around 37,000 people were being held in immigration detention across the nation, according to ICE data. That number has jumped to more than 72,000 by the end of January 2026. The administration's goal was to keep expanding detention space to keep up with arrests. Ultimately, DHS aims to build bed space for 100,000 immigrants alleged to be in the country illegally. On average, detention facilities daily now hold nearly 70,000 immigrants, a scale of mass detention not seen since the mass incarceration of Japanese Americans and nationals during World War II. Well, the one thing I can say is I think 185 countries are being represented this go around.
Instead of
Just not
just
one.
one.
Yeah, just not one. And most detained non-citizens are clustered at a handful of centers. Of the more than 60,000 bookends across Arizona, nearly half were at the Florence staging facility. 45% of the 93,105 bookends across Louisiana were at the Alexandria staging facility. DHS documents reveal ambitious growth plans scaled up around a hub and spoke model in which 8 large detention centers holding between 7,500 and 10,000 people each are fed by 16 smaller regional processing centers holding 500 to 1,500 immigrants each. The proposed facility in Social Circle, Social Circle, Georgia, for example, is one of 8 proposed megacenters positioned strategically across the nation. The new center would effectively double the town's population of roughly 5,000.
Now, I want to point something out before we go further about why they decided to compare the illegals being detained with the Japanese nationals and Japanese Americans being detained, because they don't want to acknowledge that these people are here illegally and don't deserve to be kept here. What happened to the Japanese was an atrocity. What is happening to these illegals is by the books. There is a big difference. Most of those Japanese people that were held were not here illegally. They were detained because of national fear. They did not come here illegally. Many of them were U.S. citizens by nationalization. They got nationalized. That is not the same thing as illegal immigrants who need to be removed.
They need some type of narrative to pull.
Yeah, and so they wanted to take America's worst atrocity, in my opinion,
right,
and use it to compare us to detaining and removing illegal immigrants. I mean, would they prefer us just to get the catapults out and just chuck them back to make it faster? Because that's more inhumane than putting them in a detention center, making sure they get processed to the right country that will actually take them and they aren't going to get killed instantly.
I just want to know if there'll be cages or not. But let's continue.
Yeah, it's just bullshit that they're comparing it like that.
Okay, so this list is where the most detainees were held. And again, there's the breakdown with the Florida, Texas, Arizona, Louisiana, and then the cities that
from there. Yep. And Art just pointed out that some of these detentions increase in certain states because they contain a larger immigration court facilities, like the one in Louisiana. It's because that's where the courts are. That's why they move them there.
Right.
And it makes sense. But they're not framing it that way in this news article. And actually, I didn't know that some of those detention centers were down there. I didn't know that. The courts, I mean. So, yeah, that makes sense.
Growth, frustration, local backlash, but there's growing grassroots opposition across political and geographic lines to ICE's detention expansion, and communities are winning. From Georgia to Texas to Arizona, and in scores of towns across the U.S., residents are pushing back, citing cost and infrastructure worries, as well as zoning, political, and even moral concerns.
So they're more worried about these criminals being housed in their town than they...
That's the truth. Yeah,
than anything.
Come on.
Okay.
Right. Yeah, let's be real. What is it? Not in my backyard?
Yeah.
That's what they want?
Yeah. It can happen. It's just not in my backyard. Just not here.
Right.
Right.
I'll trade you a mosque for a nice facility.
Turn the mosque into a nice facility.
There you go. They're getting the wrong people, said Donnie Dagenhart, who lives not far from a proposed ICE detention center near Williamsport, Maryland. Dagenhart, who owns a local construction company, says he supported Trump for years but has now soured on the president largely over how immigration is being enforced. Let's get the bad ones out. That's what we should be doing, but we're not. I just think we're living in a police state and it's getting worse, he says. Did you see the building, he asks, of the new detention site? It's huge.
Well, that's because there's that many illegals.
Okay, yeah, and they're illegal. So what is he suggesting? And what does he consider to be the bad ones? So everybody else, just because you came in, it's supposed to be okay.
No, it's still, they broke the law. And many of them have removal orders that have been in place for years, and no one's gotten to doing it.
Polling shows that the public has largely turned against Trump's aggressive mass deportation agenda. 65% of Americans said ICE has gone too far in enforcing immigration laws, according to the latest NPR PBS News Marist poll. That's an 11-point increase since last summer. Well, of course, because it's NPR.
Yep.
In New Hampshire, a purple swing state that holds the nation's first presidential primary, community uproar recently forced the hail of a planned ICE detention facility in the town of MommaMak. New Hampshire State Rep Bill Boyd, a Republican from MommaMak, who had previously reached out to DHS voicing his opposition to the facility, called it a big win. You, Representative Bill Boyd, are a rhino. And Crazy B, do you think while I'm reading the rest of this, you could pop up Representative Bill Boyd's picture for us?
Uh-huh.
Okay, this community has fought giants and has come out victorious, he told NPR member station NHPR, and it's just a testament to my neighbors and local leadership and the state leaders for taking a stand. Backlash erupted too in Oklahoma City in a deep red Omaha, where local residents learned of plans to convert a vacant warehouse into a facility to process and temporarily house immigrants. Okay. Faced with strong opposition, DHS and ICE backed away from that proposed detention site too. Mississippi Senator, U.S. Senator Roger Wicker, another Rhino Republican, has strongly opposed a proposed ICE detention center near Byhalia, Mississippi. I am all for immigration enforcement, but this site was meant for economic development and job creation. We cannot suddenly flood Byhalia with an influx of up to 10,000 detainees, he wrote on his X post last month. Again, not in my backyard. Public outcry also stopped a planned detention facility in conservative Texas. The federal government planned to buy a 1 million square foot warehouse from Majestic Realty in Hutchins, Texas, and turn it into a holding center. But following weeks of pushback from community members and city leaders, the company decided not to sell or lease the facility to DHS. We're grateful for the long-term relationship we have with Mayor Mario Vasquez in the city of Hutchins and look forward to continuing our work to find a buyer or lease tenant that will help drive economic growth, a Majestic Realty spokesperson told Texas Public Radio in a statement. The largest detention facilities in the country are run by two for-profit private companies, Geo Group and Core Civic. Both companies report more than $2 billion in revenue in 2025, an 8 and 18% increase respectively in growth year over year. A handful of other companies also have big DHS and ICE contracts to help guard, run, and support ICE detention operations, including Akima Global Services and its sister company, Akima Infrastructure Protection. The Project on Government Oversight reports that Core Civic's ICE awards have increased 45% since Trump took office for his second term. Okay, a majority of these locations wouldn't pass for any other venue. In Surprise, Arizona, where DHS recently purchased a 4,000 square foot warehouse for $70 million, NPR member station KJZZ reported that the move sparked frequent protests and community pushback. Hundreds of people swarmed Surprise's city council meetings, demanding that the city pass a resolution to make DHS and ICE publicly disclose operational plans. These concerns are heightened as reports of overcrowding and lack of food in detention centers across the nation have proliferated. ICE is investigating numerous detainees' deaths. Since October, 26 people have died in ICE custody, putting immigration detention on track for its deadliest fiscal year since the agency was founded.
I wonder how much of that is the detainee and detainee crime. Because some of these people are wanted by the various cartels for various reasons. There is no doubt in my mind that they would let someone get taken in just to handle someone, because, you know, it's not unheard of for them to even send people to jail. Let people get taken to jail so they can deal with someone who's in a jail. Cartels don't give a shit.
So for the bleeding hearts out there, you are having overcrowding happen. You're saying that there's not enough food to eat. Where do you want us to keep them?
That's why I said, should we start pulling out the catapults and flinging them back across so it's quicker?
In a pen outside.
Oh, but no, they got to have court process first. Remember that the court processes that pretty much already happened and said these people need to leave?
Okay. Advocates say reduced oversight and record numbers of detainees are a recipe for more sickness and death in custody. What about all of the American citizens that have been killed?
They don't care about that.
The abhorrent and worsening conditions in detention centers, gross negligence, and a complete lack of oversight have contributed to yet another grim record for deaths in ICE custody, said Jennifer Whitlock. While there have been few to no oversight moves on the federal level, local leaders are taking action. The U.S. Conference of Mayors, a nonpartisan organization representing the more than 1,400 mayors of cities with populations over 30,000, recently passed 2 emergency resolutions calling for the administration to rein in ICE tactics, expand transparency, and put guardrails on detention expansion. When we're done, Crazy Bee, I want to go up and see what those emergency resolutions say, okay?
Probably
and this
not
is
much.
Showing, so this is showing where the facilities have grown the most in 2025. Alexandria, Louisiana, El Paso, Texas, Miami, Florida, Anson, Texas, Conroe, Texas, another one in El Paso, Texas, San Pedro, California, Dallas, Texas. Okay.
And then 2 in Arizona. Yep.
A majority of these locations wouldn't pass for any other venue, even possibly for a homeless shelter, the Republican mayor of Columbia, South Carolina, Daniel Rickman, told NPR. The conference called for federal immigration agencies to ensure all those detained have access to legal assistance required by law, require all buildings where people are detained to meet local health and safety standards, and obtain appropriate local zoning and building permit approvals to convert warehouses and other buildings to detention or deportation facilities.
Are they implying that ICE has not gone through the proper channels to convert these buildings over?
Apparently.
Okay.
And remember that for all these mosques that like Epic City and all of that. Rickman said he and fellow mayors have grave concerns about the rapidly expanding ICE detention system. Are they sanitary? Do they have beds? Do they have the facilities for restrooms? Do they have places that they can provide meals that are to the standards that we would require anybody, including jails, to keep up with?
Well, give them time to build it.
Are you an idiot, Rickman?
Give them time to build it and it will be. Fucking idiots. Sorry. They're
In a
not going to just
statement-
move them into an Amazon facility with, oh, go lay on the boxes. Are they fucking
Yeah,
stupid?
Here's the 2 bathrooms. Get washed in the urinal.
Yeah.
In a statement to NPR, ICE said new facilities would bring jobs, additional tax revenue, and security to communities. On recently purchased warehouses in Roxbury, New Jersey, and Hagerstown, Maryland, the agency wrote, "These will not be warehouses. They will be very well-structured detention facilities meeting our regular detention standards. These sites have undergone community impact studies and a rigorous due diligence process to make sure there is no hardship on local utilities or infrastructure prior to purchase."
Wow.
Local officials NPR spoke with dispute the existence of any rigorous community impact studies for new ICE facilities. So which is it?
Honestly,
You know what I mean?
I can tell you, ICE probably just did a local, okay, this is what the infrastructure looks like. Will this impact this area? Will this impact that area? Is it too close to a school? Is it too close to a church? You know, that's what I think they mean by that. They don't have to talk to the community to find out if it will make a massive impact or if it's too close to other buildings and stuff like that.
DHS secrecy leaves local officials in the dark. A through-line complaint across communities is lack of transparency. Representatives at all levels of government, from city councils to the U.S. Congress, complain they have been largely kept in the dark about DHS's plans. Local representatives in Oakwood, California, Baytown, Texas, and Highland Park, Michigan, told NPR that they received no response from DHS when they inquired about facilities slated to be built in their communities.
Because they
Crazy
probably don't
Bee,
have
could
all
you-
that information yet for Highland Park
Right.
or other
Could you-
areas.
Could you blow that up a little bit, please?
Yeah, in Highland Park, my grandparents used to live there. It's a predominantly Polish region. Well, used to be.
Okay. In Social Circle, Georgia, local frustrations rose so high that city leaders barred water use by ICE's planned facility until the agency provides more clarity on its plans.
Oh, do you want the
Really?
blueprints so you guys can break these people out? Sure, let's give them to you.
Wait,
Imbeciles.
so you get to shut the water off because they don't give you what you want? Wow, okay. There is a lock on the meter, Eric Taylor, the city manager for Social Circle, said in a statement to NPR member station. The lock is there until ICE indicates how water and sewer will be served without exceeding our limited infrastructure capacity. In Maryville, Indiana, reports that ICE intended to convert a vacant 275,000 square foot warehouse into a detention facility caught local officials completely off guard. The town quickly passed a forceful resolution opposing the conversion and publicly criticized ICE for failing to inform local officials of the move. We want to be clear that we've received no communication from any federal agency regarding the use of this property as a processing or detention facility, and the town has not approved or authorized any such use.
They
San
had
Diego
to have known
Mayor-
because in order to purchase it, you got to go through the town register
Mhm.
or the county
Done.
register. You can't just go and buy a building without somebody in township not knowing.
Right? A San Diego mayor said that the lack of communication from ICE, as well as from the private sector companies, is especially concerning when coupled with reports of mistreatment and abuse. Well, of course they're going to say they're mistreated and abused.
Jeez,
Here
they're
in
not in
San
that 5-star
Diego,
hotel anymore where 10-year-olds are getting drunk in the
uh,
hallways.
right. Here in
Sorry.
San Diego, our members of Congress are not permitted to access these facilities. Our local public health officials have also been turned away. And so when you look at what's happening in public with these detention efforts, they often become extremely chaotic. It makes you wonder what's happening behind closed doors and without, transparency and accountability.
Is this coming from a mayor that is maybe taking extra money or, sitting by while people fraudulently use Medicaid and Medicare and open businesses and charge millions without permission or without patience? They want to talk about accountability and transparency. How about we start with elections?
Yep.
It's not just that. And, there's no way they can sit there and say, ICE didn't tell us they were looking at using this. ICE comes into town and says, I want to buy this building. What the fuck do you think it's going to be for? Like, seriously? They're full of shit.
I don't know if this holds true or not for them, but so when we bought the property, our property where I live, it was considered green space. Okay. Yeah. And as you know, numerous housing plans have gone around us like crazy. $650,000 for a home and up. Okay. Now, I happened to be talking to the township manager about something else, and I said, oh, while I have you on the phone, I just wanted to ask you, I thought we were supposed to be a buffered area considered the green space of the township, and that nothing would be permitted to, no housing plans would be allowed to go in. And she came back with a lawsuit was filed. It made it all its way up to the state Supreme Court. And the courts came back and said, you cannot tell somebody when they sell and who they sell to the property and what that new person is going to do when they purchase your property. So that's how these places around me have been able to sell off and get picked up by these conglomerates to build these townhouses, these new homes, senior homes. So
the city's expanding instead of fixing what was destroyed in the city.
Yes. And so doesn't that hold true? If that holds true for my little township, why wouldn't that hold true for government, right? Why don't the feds get to come in and say, we're going to buy that? Never you mind what we're going to use it for. If I want to store bags of feed in there or papers or whatever, maybe
Toxic
make it another Iron Mountain kind of thing. Why doesn't the seller get to sell it and the buyer get to buy it and do what they want with it?
Well, Art pointed out, just like states don't have to cooperate with federal government, the federal government is not required to cooperate with states either.
Now I get it. There's zoning and ordinances and all that.
Well, the building's already been zoned. All they're doing is converting it. Like if you convert a house into a church or a funeral home.
Right.
You go through, you do the work, you get authorized. Yep,
right.
This meets standards. On with your way.
Yep.
This is just overstep from each that are just wanting to have a fit to try and delay the inevitable.
Right. So
we're at the top.
In Oakwood, Georgia, the mayor and city council posted that while they support ICE's mission, they were concerned that the local government was not involved in the process of green lighting the detention center or selecting its location.
They don't get to say the location.
Right. The sale was recently finalized. and Georgia Public Broadcasting reported that ICE paid $68 million for the space, which had been, assessed at a value of $7.2 million.
Wow. So ICE got ripped off.
You're not kidding. Oakwood City Manager White strongly criticized the detention center's placement next to two residential areas, an established subdivision, and a building under construction, and warned that taxpayers would likely have to foot the bill, including an estimated $2.6 million in added SOAR expenses alone. I would have liked to see ICE representatives come in, sit down, tell us what their plans are, and discuss with us how to resolve the issues and the tax losses to the community.
Wait, how's it a tax loss if they're bringing in a business?
Right? He says the city has not received any communication, so the city is left to deal with these issues on their own. It was an egregious overstep by the federal government, White said. Get the ox and the cart out of the ditch service is what we're having to do right now.
Welcome to typical America, but you know what? At least it's going to make immigration go quicker. Fingers crossed.
Look at so they're the planned new places.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Potential capacity, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 unknown. The rest are well established, from 1,000 to 10,000 detainees.
Well, and it looks like the social circle in Georgia is that in Stafford, Virginia, are the biggest ones. So they must be the hubs that they're talking about.
Yep. And this looks like Grand Rapids and, by Detroit. So Highland Park is just literally right outside of Detroit. It's between Warren and Detroit. It's one of those small little suburbs in between. And like I said, I've been there many times. So
okay.
There's a lot of abandoned factories and other facilities, including a jail, that I believe they were moving people out of so they could renovate it. But then money started to dry up, if I remember correctly, and it sat unused. And if the federal government wants to come in and renovate that jail to use to detain illegals, it could also then, once this gets under control, go back to being used to detain regular jail inmates.
Right. Because jails are overcrowded and no new ones are really being built.
Yeah, and there's a lot of factories outside of Detroit that could easily be revamped into something else. Old warehouses, stuff like that could all be revamped into modern, updated facilities that are already connected to a sewage system that's already in place. How is it making a difference? This building was already connected to a sewage system, and these people have been complaining, oh, it's going to hinder our sewage processing. What's it been doing for the last time? What was it used for before they had sewage going to it? What do you mean new sewage lines? Oh, you guys didn't upkeep them outside of the town, leading to a building that hasn't been used for a few years? Maybe a decade? Their excuses are paper thin, in my opinion. I'm just going to say that. Paper thin.
So some places that aren't slated to have a facility have preemptively taken action after reports DHS was scoping out locations in Missouri. The Jackson County Legislature approved a plan to ban immigration detention facilities.
Okay.
Wow.
How's
because
that
the county wants to put on record that they're against the caging of people.
Oh, so let's let all the serial killers go live in your town.
Wait, even if the county doesn't legally have the authority to stop DHS. That's
okay,
funny.
so this is just another...
A mute. Yep. Waste
it's
of
a virtual
taxpayer
signal.
dollars. Yes. A waste.
Wow.
These are the people you're voting into office, how they're wasting time and money.
Yeah.
A
this is
handful of
bullshit.
communities have embraced new facilities, however, warily, with an eye on the economic boost and local jobs that these detention centers bring. In Georgia, Administrator Hall says the county will make about $250,000 this year from the detention center contract between Geo Group and the federal government, enough to pay the salaries of 20% of the county's employees. Hall said Geo Group has been a great partner, providing about a dozen college scholarships and funding for holiday festivals and events, even as he acknowledges the ethical and moral costs of profiting from people being forcefully separated from their loved ones, locked away and deported.
Okay,
Are you
so the
fucking
people who
kidding
go
me?
to prison for life
I can't stand it. Are you
for
fucking kidding me?
some of these.
I think Blue sent me her headache.
Yeah, okay, some of these people who have come into our country illegally have committed very heinous crimes in the country they ran from. That's why they ran from, because they'd have to go to prison there. They need to go back, and they need to go to prison. Just because they came here does not mean they're not going to commit those same crimes again, and that they should be able to escape justice in the country they committed the crime in.
Aren't? Am I wrong? But
No, you're not.
or they forcefully separate them. Oh
Art
my
says
god.
the city knew the area flooded, and so did everybody. Oh, he saw some rezoning, and it pertains to that. But somehow it got zoned for a residential single-family development, so the game gets played both ways. Yeah. He also says performative BS. Welcome to modern politics. More about getting the clicks than doing their actual job. Yes. It is all performative BS.
I hate to say it, but if you're not here, then somewhere else, Hall admits. So you take advantage of what you have on your table. I hate to simplify it like that, because these are lives and families, but that's the reality of it. And Hall, you are a moron, and I'd like to call you.
But at least he's taking and letting it happen, even if it is begrudgingly.
You know, well, what he's doing is he's trying to make an excuse.
He's
So
pacifying
that,
both sides.
yes.
He's playing
And
both
because he
sides.
wants to get reelected, potentially, right?
Yeah. So he's playing both sides. Pacify the liberals in the town by saying, oh, how sad, mini violin playing,
Right.
but still allowing it, which keeps the Republicans in control. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Typical politician.
Bullshit. Such fucking bullshit.
Point out a politician that hasn't done something like this. They've either gone completely off the deep end, or they play both sides.
Why can't anybody just be, what you see is what you get, and you're,
Okay, here's a great one. Go ahead, finish what you're saying, then I got a comparison for this.
Take what you believe and stand firm on it. Why do you gotta wishy-wash it? Why? Why do you gotta pacify the people?
So they don't riot and burn the place down.
Well, then just call Trump. He'll send in the troops.
But I want to point out that none of us got a say about those data centers that got built in our areas. No one complained about how they got put in without us really getting to know about it. Half the time it was held in overnight or late night town hall meetings that weren't really published for the community to know. Yeah. And my electric bill skyrocketed. We just drove by a solar panel farm that's going up in a field where we could be growing crops, but no, they're putting up solar panels to help send electricity to one of our neighboring states that has a data center. When do we get a say in that? Our local government didn't give a shit about warning us that this was going to be coming in.
Nope.
But
they did not.
They want to have a fit about an ICE detention center? Fuck them. They'll allow for the data centers to rack up heating, like the electrical bills, to keep everything, and the water bills to keep the system going, just so they can spy on us.
Yeah. And supposedly that's not going to happen, though. The data centers are to take care of it themselves.
Not according to my electric bill.
Okay.
Just going to be honest. Ever since it was announced that one state over, they're putting in one, my area got hit with a surcharge on our electricity. It's, well, not a surcharge, but it went up, I think it was 2%. The cost of electricity per kilowatt hour went up. Not us using it caused it to go up. The price of electricity went up per person. And I believe it was more for the people in town versus outside of town.
Wow.
Yeah. And don't get me started on the rainwater collection bullshit that we get taxed for.
Okay, so to all of the contributors, Martinez, Beltran, Garced, Bastilio, Hurt, Arun, you suck at your job.
My question, why did it take so many to write one story? That really wasn't that well put together. And very biased. They only got one person in support of it. The rest were opposed. What happened to the other people who might support it? You only found one person? And why wasn't any of the border states that had anything to say about it? The one border state, Georgia, does approve of it, but the northern states that aren't on the border, that are over swamped, are the ones that you're going to for complaining about it?
Uh-huh.
That's kind of a very biased situation. They literally cherry picked. And then they just decided this last person at the end, Hall, to bring a balance at the last second. Right. After nobody read the rest of this article. Because it was way too fucking long. And really...
Right.
I mean, come on.
Well, it's all intentional.
It's not getting a Pulitzer for the way it was written.
Right. It's what the left does.
Art says, I don't recall voting for hydroelectric power generation. Wasn't renewable, so the politicians could make their green energy plan work, but apparently hydro is not renewable. LOL.
Right.
Yeah. And last I knew, hydro generation, it's basically water spinning a alternator to create energy that's sent through wires to a battery facility for storage. If I understand how hydroelectricity works, and I'm pretty sure it works that way. You basically put a turbine-type blade onto some form of an alternator that takes that spinning motion energy and converts it to electricity.
Right.
Hence, alternator. But, yeah, that's renewable energy. Where do they come up with it's not? I don't get this. They're totally rewriting science to fit their bullshit everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my Lord. But I did find Dude's face, so let me bring that over here.
Okay.
Next to NPR.
Oh, he's a state rep. I thought he was a congressional rep. Okay. Well, they're just as bad.
Yeah. Some of them are really bad. And I don't know what this bill is about. Not the bill. The bill. Bill.
As bad as me and your fucking tacos, right?
Oh my God. Guess who needs some sleep? But yeah.
All right. Well, I have 20 after 9, dear.
Oh shit, it is. Yeah. Yep. We'll go ahead and shut that down and off. And we'll cover more about him if we want.
Yes. Thank you, everybody, for joining Rex Sisters. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and follow us if you're out there on Rumble. And with that, I'm done.
I'm going to call it a night. So I'll tell everyone to stay safe, stay sane, stay sober. And the stuff we didn't get to today will be up for tomorrow's episode.
Yep, at 3 p.m.
And we'll cover
3
a little
p.m.
bit more about this
Standard.
jackass if you want to.
Yeah, we'll see.
Mhm.
Check them out. All right. Have a good night.
Have a good night, folks. We'll catch y'all on the next one.